This cabinet is actually a little bit heavier than it looks. It's solid wood and has these really cool bars on the front. You all know I love a funky piece of furniture, so what should we do to this little thing? So let me tell you a little backstory on this piece of furniture because I am constantly scouring my Facebook Marketplace for amazing deals, and sometimes I find really good deals on my Facebook local groups. And this just happens to be a freebie that somebody was giving away. So, of course, hello, we love free. I'll take free all day long because it gets me kind of out of my creative funk. Because if something is free, I sometimes get a little bit wild. As a Dixie Belle brand ambassador, I get to try a ton of new products. And I have a paper that I haven't tried before. Have you seen this one? It's called the Midnight Garden. It comes in two different sizes. Dixie Belle has these A1, A2 sizes that are different sizes of paper, and I have three, and that's too many. So let's work through my stash and use this in conjunction with this fun little piece. As always, you're going to want to take apart your piece, make sure you've removed any hardware if you can take it off, and clean the inside and outside with white lightning. Other than a little dirt, this one was in some pretty good condition. I'm going to fill in that hole on the back with my Dixie Belle's mud. Once it's dry, I can sand it to flat. Don't forget to rinse your white lightning and make sure that you wipe it all down with water before you begin to paint. And yes, I clean the back and the inside of the drawers as well. You never know where that dirt might be hiding out. After I decided I would paint the back of it and add a paper to hide that hole, I chose this beautiful Midnight Garden paper from Dixie Belle. And I do feel like this piece needs a little bit of a lift, and I happen to have some extra legs hanging out in my stash, so I might incorporate them somehow as well. This piece is a little rustic. The wood is not 100% smooth, and it does have a little bit of a slick and shiny surface. So I'll give it a little bit of a scuff, and we're going to use my favorite Dixie Belle paint product, which you all know is Bonding Boss. This is Bonding Boss in gray. This product always saves the day. It saves the day for any possible bleed through, stains, or tannins, as well as any adhesion problems you might have before you paint. And you can also see the color of this wood. It has a red stain on top of it. So anything with a red stain is definitely going to be primed with Bonding Boss. 2 even coats applied with a roller. Remember to wait 24 hours before you begin to paint. I get a lot of questions about roller versus brush versus chip brush. Honestly, totally doesn't matter how you get the product on your piece. I do like to use a roller because it makes the job pretty darn fast, and it also smooths out the surface. You can take a light sanding pad and sand your Bonding Boss in between coats just to make sure there's no little sticky bits sticking out or any little Bonding Boss problems that you might have with tiny bits of dust. And my handy dandy tip of the day is to put that foam roller in a plastic bag while you're waiting for the 2 hours between coats of Boss. This way you can use the same roller for both coats. For today's project, I'm going to be using a darker color of paint, but be aware if you prime with Boss in either white or gray and you choose to put on a lighter color of chalk mineral paint, you're going to use less paint overall because you have a nice white bright base to start with. And yes, I will be painting over the existing hardware, so it doesn't matter if I get a little bit of Bonding Boss on those as well. I am going to add my first coat of paint onto this project, and I've decided to go with the dark color called Acadia. This is silk all-in-one mineral paint, so this also has a built-in primer as well, so it's almost like 3 coats of added primer before I begin. I'm basically just covering the entire piece here, getting this green color on top. And then on the second coat, I will be doing a stabbing technique, a little dabbing stabbing technique with my paint with a natural fiber brush to create tiny little peaks and valleys and give this piece a little bit more texture. Since the finish itself is kind of uneven, there's knots in the wood, it's not really 100% smooth. But using a foam roller to get that first initial base coat down made this project go really fast. I know I'm going to get some people asking the question, why are you mixing chalk mineral paint and silk all-in-one mineral paint? They both have different purposes, to be honest. If you're using silk all-in-one mineral paint on its own, you're hoping that it's going to prevent any bleed through, and I already covered that with my Bonding Boss. You also might want a smoother finish when you're using silk all-in-one mineral paint, but I just really wanted this color. So I'm going to mix 2 coats of paint together. We're going to use Briar Patch from the chalk mineral paint line, as well as Acadia, which is from the silk all-in-one mineral line. Using my French tip brush to really push that paint on and create a textured finish. You can see it here while it's wet. When this dries, it will be a little bit more smooth, but it's going to really help this wood, since this wood has all those little divots and little wood knots in the piece. It's going to be a very slight color change between the Briar Patch and the Acadia, but it's just enough to give this piece a little bit of interest. I'm going to prime the back piece where the panel of wood is in my Bonding Boss in white. This is going to prepare that area for this gorgeous decoupage paper. This paper does line up, so even though you have smaller pieces, you can push them together to create a larger image. On the bars of this piece, I'm going to apply gold gilding wax. This is an oil-based product, so you don't have to seal it. Once you put it on, it dries rock solid and hard. I obviously did the hardware as well, and it looks fantastic. It's starting to remind me of a bird cage. So the thought process is to use this in the inside. You can kind of see through the bars on this project, and I think I'm going to do green or some sort of green color that's in this paper on the outside. Yes, I painted over the hardware. That's normal. That's normal for me because I'm using Bonding Boss, and this hardware has that weird kind of backing that just doesn't come off. It's not screwed in. It's actually a piece of metal that has been hammered into the back. So the thought process is to use this on the interior back spot, even more so because there was a hole back there that somebody had kind of carved in, probably for TV wires or a cable box. So this will go in the back, kind of like a sneak peek. You'll see that color through the bars. And the outside, I think, is going to be a beautiful shade of green. So let's talk about my application for paper. I like to apply the satin clear coat to the area where the paper is going to sit. I then spray the back of the paper with water to make it a little stretchy and smooth it out with a little bit of plastic wrap. I did cut this paper to size, but I had a small overhang, so once that dries, I can simply cut it back with a very sharp knife. I sealed my entire piece with clear coat and then came in with some dark wax. When I flipped this little thing upside down to attach the new legs, I realized that it's not going to work. I don't like it sitting flat on the ground, so I went out to the shed and I found this Art Deco hardware. This is a wood piece of hardware that has curved edges, so I simply just cut it in half, and each half is going to be a small foot for this cabinet. They actually look really good underneath the base of this piece. I'm kind of pumped that I found a solution without having to buy new feet, because they're quite expensive if you're shopping for feet on a dresser or a piece of furniture. I then came in with my gold gilding wax and gilded them so they would have a beautiful shine to match the bars. This solution worked out really well. I guess it pays to be a little bit of a pack rat and keep all of my junk in the shed. But these little feet look super cute on the bottom of this piece. I simply used my nail gun to adhere them to the bottom. And since they were nice and thin, and the combination of the thin size and the bottom cabinet, along with the nail gun, this solution was 100% perfect. This little free side of the road cabinet had a dramatic makeover. I am loving the dark green Acadia color, the little mix of gold, and the peaks of paper that you see through the bars. I staged it with an actual bird cage and combined it with a little bit of gold gilding around the edges. And I think this look is stunning. I really like how this piece turned out. Somebody's roadside trash is totally my treasure. I hope you had fun hanging out with me today and playing with some paint. I will be back next week. I try and post a long format video every Saturday, so make sure you like and subscribe for new video content.